Hello, Redbirds. I just wanted to make a video and go over the answers to this worksheet with you because as I was watching some of your flip grids, there just were questions about how to do some of these. I think the front page, this first page, was pretty easy for y'all, but the back side might have been a little bit more difficult. So I just want to go through them with you. So for this first part, for each genotype, indicate whether it's heterozygous or homozygous. So remember, for genotype, when you see that, it is referring to the letter combination, okay, which is going to be different. If I'm asking for the phenotype, you would answer that a different way. We'll get to that in just a minute. So for these genotypes, is it heterogeneous or heterozygous or homozygous? First one, yes, you guessed it, is homozygous. Big B, little b, hetero, hetero, hetero. For that, because these last two right here are just the two different size letters. So this one is hetero. This one would be homozygous, homozygous, homozygous. Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus. And then this one is hetero, hetero, homozygous, hetero, hetero, homozygous, homozygous, and the last one is hetero. All right, so that's what those each would be. Then it says for each of the following genotypes. So again, that's the letter combination of it. What is the phenotype? So the phenotype is again what it's going to physically look like, and it's giving us information here. Purple flowers are dominant to white flowers. So if I have big P, what color flowers will I have? Yep, you guessed it, purple. Why purple? Because that's dominant over white, and it has the two dominant letters there. Big P, little p, what do you think that's going to be? Yes, that is purple too, because that big P is dominant over that little p. Even though that recessive is there, the still that dominant color of purple um, will be expressed over it. And then little p, white. Yep. Brown eyes are dominant to blue. Big B, brown. Big B, brown. Little b, oops, that would be blue. Round seeds are dominant to wrinkled. That's in pea plants. Round is dominant to wrinkled. So big R would be round. This one, round also. Little r, wrinkled. If you ever look at peas the next time you eat them, wrinkled seeds, it looks like they have little dimples on them. Bobtails are recessive to long tails. So long tails are dominant. So big T is long. Big T, little t, long. And bobtails. All right. Then moving on to this next one, it says list, or for each phenotype, list the genotypes. Remember to use the letter of the dominant trait. So right here, we're going to use S's. So for straight hair, straight being dominant to curly, there's two possibilities for that. So big S, and then big S, little s. Curly, what would that be? Little s. Yep. Pointed heads are dominant to round heads. So pointed heads, two possibilities for that. Big P, and big P, little p. And then the only possibility for round would be little p, little p. All right, this part right here is where you might have just kind of got a little confused on. So, and that's where some people on the flip grids were saying, ooh, were saying that they found, or that they were having a hard time. Like, what does this even mean? So it says, set up the square, Alexa, turn off. Set up the square for each of the cross listed. The trait being studied is round seeds, which is dominant to wrinkled seeds, which is recessive, and it says to use ours. So right here, all I'm giving you are these words. And that is, you got to figure out the genotypes from that. So if I am looking at homozygous dominant and I'm using ours, homozygous, I see that. I think, okay, it's going to be the same size letter. Dominant, dominant is represented by a capital letter. So I'm just going to write this. So that would be a big R, bigger, and it's crossed with heterozygous. Remember, heterozygous means different size letters. We're using R's. So then this is going to be the cross. If you plug that into the Punnett square, now when I do this, does it matter if this one goes on top and this one goes on the side? No, none of that doesn't matter. You just gotta go with, so like if I put this on the top, I just write the big R right there, and this one on the side, big R, little r, and then fill that puppy in. Fill that Punnett square in, I should say. And so this is what the cross of those two things would look like. So then the two questions say, what percentage of the offspring will be round? So when I look at what this Punnett square is telling me, what percentage will be round if I look back on that? Round is dominant to wrinkled. So what percentage will be round when I look? Round, 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 round. So what is that? Yes, it's 100%. What percentage from this will be wrinkled? Well, it can only add up to 100%. But if you look at this, is there any little r, little r? Nope. So that one is 0%. Okay. And then the next one on down, homozygous recessive crossed with a heterozygous. Hang on a second here. Sorry, I just had to get something to wipe this down with. So homozygous recessive, again, when I see homozygous, I think, okay, it's going to be the same letter. Recessive, we use a lowercase letter for that. So it's little r crossed with, again, heterozygous, same as before. Big R, little r. Plug that into the Punnett square. Doesn't matter if I put the little r's here or here. No, it doesn't. I'm going to put it here this time. Big R, little r, right here. So it looks like this. And then I'm just going to fill it in. And this is the Punnett square for that. So what percentage of the offspring will be round? The percentage that will be round, when I look in here, so there's this would be round, this would be round, these two would be wrinkled. So 2 out of the 4, there's a chance of that being round. So what percentage is that? 2 out of 4? It's 50%. And then the percent that's going to be wrinkled, again, 2 out of the 4 for that. These right here, those are going to be wrinkled. So that would be 50%. And again, both of those percentages, they all have to add up to 100%. If you're ever just kind of like checking to make sure, oh, do I have that right? Next one, homozygous dominant with a homozygous recessive. Homozygous dominant, what is that going to be? Again, homozygous, both same size letter, and dominant, they're the uppercase letters. So big R crossed with a homozygous recessive, little r. And then when we plug that in, it's a bad R right there. What percentage of the offspring will be round? Well, when you look at this, they all have that dominant round allele in each of them. So it's going to be 100% round. And then what percent are going to be wrinkled? 0 for that. So that is how you figure out, that's the answer key to this worksheet. I'm going to post the answer key to it along with this video and yeah, if you have more questions, please email me, or I will have a flip through it again. You can mention it in there. Okay, thanks, y'all.